Welcome. In this video we are going to learn HTTP tunneling using HTTPort. HTTPort is a program from HTTP host that creates a transparent tunnel through a proxy server or firewall. Attackers are always in hunt for clients that can be easily compromised, and they can enter your network by IP spoofing to damage or steal your data. The attacker can get packets through a firewall by spoofing the IP address. The attackers are able to capture network traffic, as you have learned to do in previous videos. They can perform Trojan attacks, registry attacks, password hijacking attacks, etc., which can prove to be disastrous for an organization's network. An attacker may use a network probe to capture raw packet data and then use TIN's raw packet data to retrieve packet information such as source and destination IP address, source and destination ports, flags, header length, checksum, TTL, time to live, and protocol type. Hence, as a network administrator, you should be able to identify attacks by extracting information from captured traffic such as source and destination IP addresses, protocol type, header length, source and destination ports, etc., and compare these details with modeled attack signature to determine if an attack has occurred. You can also check the attack logs, the list of attacks, and take evasive action. Also, you should be familiar with HTTP tunneling technique, by which you can identify additional security risks that may not be readily visible by conducting simple network and vulnerability scanning and determine the extent to which a network IDS can identify malicious traffic within a communication channel. You will learn tunneling using HTTPort in this video. HTTPort creates a transparent tunnel through a proxy server or firewall. HTTPort allows using all sorts of internet software from behind the proxy. It bypasses HTTP proxies and HTTP firewalls and transparent accelerators. Let's open a browser, search HTTP host in Google, click on targeted.org first link, download both HTTP host 1.8.5 and HTTPort 3.snfm. You can see that it's downloading. Let's install HTTPort 3snfm exe file. Now extract the HTTP host zip file. Now execute hthost.exe file. You can see that HTTPort window appears here. Click on Proxy tab. Enter the host name or IP address of the targeted machine. The IP address 192.168.1.103 and enter port number 80. Here any password could be chosen. As an example, the password is 12345. Now select the port mapping tab and click Add to create new mapping. Select new mapping node and right click New Mapping and select Edit. Now right click Remote Host Node to edit and rename it as ftp.ch hacking2.com. Now right click Remote Port Node to edit and enter port value of 21. Finally, click Start on the Proxy tab of HTTPort to run the HTTP tunneling. Now switch to Windows Server 2008 Virtual Machine and click the Application Log tab. Check the last line. If listener listening at 0.0.0.080, then it is running properly. Now open up Control Panel and click on System and Security. Go to Windows Firewall with Advanced Security. Select Outbound Rules from the left pane of the window. Then click New Rule in the right pane of the window. The new outbound rule wizard, check the port option in rule type second and click Next. The HTTP port doesn't really care for the proxy as such. It works perfectly with firewalls, transparent accelerators, NATs, and basically anything that lets HTTP protocol through. Now select all local ports in the protocol and ports section. You need to install HTTP host on a PC who is generally accessible on the internet, typically your home PC. This means that if you started a web server on the home PC, everyone else must be able to connect to it. There are two showstoppers for HTTP host on home PCs. In the action section, select block the connection and click Next. You need to install HTTP host on a PC who is generally accessible on internet, typically your home PC. This means that if you started web server on the home PC, everyone else must be able to connect to it. There are two showstoppers for HTTP host on home PCs. In the profile section, select all the three options. The rule will apply to domain, public, private, and click Next. Type port 21 blocked, the name held, and click Finish. The default TCP port for FTP connection is port 21. Sometimes the local internet service provider blocks this port, and this will result in FTP connection issues. You can see new rule port 21 blocked is created. Right-click the newly created reel and select Properties. Select the Protocols and Ports tab. Change the remote port option to specific ports and enter the port number as 21. Leave the other settings as their defaults and select Apply OK. With HTTPort, you can use various internet software from behind the proxy, example email, instant messenger, P2P file sharing, ICQ, news, FTP, IRC, etc. The basic idea is that you set up your internet software. HTTPort does neither freeze nor hang. What you are experiencing is known as blocking operation. Let's open up command prompt as administrator mode. Type FTP 127.0.0.1 in the command prompt and press enter. The connection is blocked at dial localhost. Type FTP ftp.certifiedhacker.com and press enter. Document all the IP addresses, open the ports and running applications and protocols you discovered during the video. So that's it in this video on HTTP tunneling using HTTPort. Thank you for watching this video.